Hey, it's just Saturday morning. It's the 25th, and I'll speak for a little while. Hey, cheers. Just waking up. Literally just getting my motor going. What got me to get up and make a video this morning was I actually had anxiety last night because I was hoping that people didn't take my words wrong when I regarding the my review of Colouratura. I have to be honest and say how things strike me. And I listened to this some more again last night because I want to be fair. This is good. The the way that side two starts is probably what I like the best. Palace of Blood. I think people took. Well, I don't know. I meant no harm in my comments, but I have to be honest. And vocals is something that really can really put me off of music. And it doesn't matter what they're singing. The words don't matter. It doesn't matter that someone is saying something cool if the vocal, if certain, I know it resonates with me. And a lot of mainstream music that people like, it does not resonate with me. Like, for example, I tried to be kind, um, and someone brought up these comments. I love them, actually. I really appreciate it. So, Skelter 40 is really into the Refestramus. I listened to that again last night. It's well recorded. Jerry King is on it. I can't say something nice just because someone I know is on the record. I have to be honest. And I need to qualify this. They brought up Sticks in Kansas. That is exactly what I'm not into. That sort of prog is exactly what I don't like. And I've seen both bands live, so I know what I'm talking about for my personal taste. And I'm going to go ahead and go at it, because I think that it's important to just be able to accept people's honesty when no malice is intended. I don't have any malice intended. I'm explaining. One of the worst concerts I've been to, thousands, over, I don't know how many, over 1,000. It's not hundreds, it's 1,000, maybe thousands of shows I've been to. One of the absolute worst concerts I've ever experienced was Styx. Just horrible. Couple reasons. Cocaine, and I'm experienced, so I know I can tell from the audience. And bombacity. You know, I like to watch a lot of interviews and documentaries, and Dennis DeYoung is talented, but he's an example of someone who is definitely kind of full of himself. We all are. His split with Styx. I've watched it. I understand his position. But that came across on stage. Like a little bit too much ego tripping and not enough about the music. I've seen that with a few other folks too, where it's like, man, boy, if you could just dial it down a little bit and let everybody else have a little bit of this, we'd be in better shape. So, and I have a couple of singles by Styx. I've owned albums that have been given to me. I've never bought any. That's the example of prog that I don't like. I've seen Kansas in the early days. They're very talented. They're very good. But that's an example of the kind of prog I do not like. And those vocals, oh please. And Steve Walsh can sing, but I don't like that. I'll say this again about vocals. People really think Freddie Mercury is a shit. I can't stand his voice. Never did. Never did. And one more. Can't stand Van Morrison. Can't stand the sound of his voice. So I just want just understand, it's all a matter of personal taste, and I mean no malice. I'm just trying to explain what I like, and I wish Ian and the fellas the best of luck. Sell that baby out, sell it out. I listen to more of this, Refestramus. These guys can really play. This is really well put together. It's the okay. Please, I'm sorry if you're offended. I try not to get offended when people give me feedback about my music, but it's just how it goes. Like for example here, someone really enjoyed it. Someone really enjoyed DHX, got beamed, time traveled back to the 80s. Fantastic. Really? What is it about Moon that sounds like the 80s? I challenge you to find me a piece of music from the 80s that sounds like Moon. I can dig that it made you feel that. But what is the music that you refer? I can't think of any. I mean, I have influences that go back to the 80s, like Yellow Magic Orchestra. Is that what you're referring to? I'm just making music. See, people are, but I accept that this is what they get from it. Okay. And I don't particularly care about Brian Ferry being a right-wing snob. I don't know him personally. If he's not out there advocating racism and stuff, I don't know why people tell me that stuff. It'd be different if he was like a Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent is actually out espousing views that I don't agree with. I've never heard Brian Ferry talk publicly about his personal views. We all see. Here's why I go there, because if you want to dissect every person, we're not going to agree with everyone. We're going to hate everyone. Okay. So someone brings up that they think that Brian Ferry is a right-wing snob. Well, someone could come and make a criticism about me, about the person who's criticizing Brian Ferry. I just try to remember those things, I like his music. I don't know nothing about him being a snob. I don't know why you told me. Thank you. My channel is a hidden treasure. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Someone else says that self-love is so neglected and is the foundation for healthy love of others. And so the foundation of healthy communities. Absolutely true. And to treating ourselves and each other like commodities. Think of the phrase spending time in relation to how time is experienced without the money relation. To spend time is almost a sickening notion that finances has infected how we talk temporally, in temporal terms. Is it any wonder relationships situated in time can so easily become transactional? Well stated. It's like we're on autopilot so much because of the pace of life or whatever reason that more people don't think about these things and act on them. Could cause a whole lot more kindness. And I dare say if we were more self-aware and plugged in, we would not stand for the absolute insanity that we're dealing with regarding public figures like the Supreme Court and politicians. Both parties, people, both parties. Someone else said, needed my Dereck fix on this somewhat dull Saturday here in my attic apartment with a hot coffee. Love from Coventry, UK. Cheers, my friend. Trish tells me how one of her viewers lets their 2-year-old twins watch her videos. That's cool. I'm not making kid-friendly videos myself. It's like if the kids... I've heard from people who say they started watching me as a teen and are still watching me. I'm not concerned about saying the F-bomb. That ain't gonna hurt somebody's damn kids, okay? And then someone asked me, Dereck, don't you like the Bee Gees' early albums? Well, you don't even need to ask me, And frankly, if you've been watching me, okay? That's not necessary to go there. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit anything, really. Where Max Power admits, he said, I'm not ashamed to admit the severe weather puts me on the edge. Shit, it's completely out of our control. That's why I say the things I say. People who like to front like public figures, even like the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing, which is over, but that's fucking ridiculous. All this puffing up and and I'm this and I'm that. Fake motherfuckers. You're just human. It doesn't help us, but it's the way it is. We're peacocks and puff up that big tail. The more we puff it up, the more full of shit we're telling people we are. That asshole Trump going to the Bronx. All these publicity stunts. This is such a unworthy human, and God. Can't someone get the job done and get him out of running for office and get him out of the public eye? I know there's a lot of people like him, but it's like he enables the negativity. So, some records sitting out. I put some away, but I had some good listening yesterday. I did some listening. And I did some listening to my music, actually, because after I was thinking about, giving the feedback to the fellas with their new album, What the Fuck Was That? Yeah, well, I want to check myself, it's like, I want to be fair to people, and, I was thinking, maybe not today, maybe another video today, maybe soon, to sit here and play and listen to my music with you, or play it while I'm on camera. Maybe that'll get you to listen to some of what I do. But I'm real pleased with what I do. I am. One more thing. One more comment about the Henry Lindstrom. I went ahead and downloaded this because I'm not much into playing cassettes. I have a cassette player. This is good. This is what I like. This is an example of what I like. It's in Finnish, so I can't speak the title. But the more this played, the more I liked it. Thank you, Henry Lindstrom, for getting this to me. I also see where someone has already ordered a cassette. By the same token, I hope that I help these guys sell some records. I hope they sell out. It's good. It is good. Okay. What else did I play yesterday? Here's one, some jazz. Nondescript cover, good album. Mike Knock Quartet. In, out, and around. Solid playing. It swings too. That's what's important. If you're going to swing, then it needs to swing. Al Foster on the drums knows what that means. I learned the hard way as a drummer. I learned the hard way regarding jazz. You can't fake it, and you will get your ass kicked off the bandstand if you don't do your job. And I told you, it's happened to me. So I know it's like, you can't half step. And the drums make the difference. That's one of my hang-ups about some records. The drums aren't tight enough to me. They're not powerful enough. Pulled this psychedelic Facebook group. The theme for the weekend is instrumentals. I love it. Here's one that's a studio band jumping on the bandwagon. This is a 1969 album. These are instrumental versions of the songs from the musical Hair, Terminal Barbershop. So it's Exploito. It's very good. In that, and it says it right here, recorded live and naked at Mayfair Sound Studios. In other words, these guys probably had some charts. Maybe they didn't. But I can hear where they didn't really practice this stuff. There are mistakes where they just keep going, but they're so good, as musicians that, and I can just imagine this is what they were thinking at the time. This was the 60s, into the 60s. Oh, this is just rock and roll. They won't even notice. Oh, they won't even notice. I bet that's what the musicians were thinking as the hogs went down. There aren't very many. There are a few hogs on here where it's like, oops, I missed that change, and then they correct themselves quickly. But the personnel explains it. Sam Brown, Ralph Casals, and Eric Weisberg on guitars. I love Sam Brown in particular. Pat Rebelot on piano. Jimmy Owens on trumpet, and Joe Farrell on sax. And on Good Morning Starshine, Joe Farrell gets to shine. He gets a solo in where it's like, oh shit, yeah. Here's some players. These are some players. All right. I listened to that. I listened to some of this, thinking I would post it for the instrumentals, but it has chanting on it, so I didn't. But it was nice to hear some of this. The Habibiya, if man but knew. This is Sufi. These are some people. Maybe they're real, maybe they're fake Sufis, but the vibe on here is real. Very meditative, very spiritual. This is good. This is good. And then I had to do some Sakamoto. I had on Beauty the other day, but this has a couple of remixes of You Do Me, the Justin Strauss mix in particular, which is really dubby. Jill Jones, who was a protege of Prince, sings this song. We're talking about sex, right? That's what this is about. You Do Me. I love the video because she's very flirtatious in the video with Sakamoto, and Sakamoto is just like a little boy. It's funny. I love it. I love Sakamoto. I can see that I wasn't the only one. He is so beloved by his fans. I'm one of them. Gone way too soon. He was something special. Pulled this because it had popped in my mind that, here's an example of a record that I bought, record store day related, played it and then put it away, and then it's like, well, why did I even buy it? Miles Davis Electric Band. That You Dare Not Forget. So it uses some Miles Davis playing on here posthumously. This is okay. It's like, I can see in a way why it's forgotten, but it's better than that, And the folks that play on here, it's like Vernon Reid, Ron Carter, just the cats. Daryl Jones from Rolling Stones, originally with Miles Davis. This is worth a listen. Lenny White produced, dedicated to the memory of Wallace Roney, pink vinyl. It's pretty good. It's not great, but it's like, I said, I need to play this. I haven't forgot it already, and it's better than that to be just forgotten. A couple more. Probably my favorite 13th Floor Elevators album, Bull of the Woods. This is extraordinary. This is extraordinary. This is an example of, I'll put it like this, American vocals, because there is a difference in the vocal approach around the world. And there are areas of the world where the way that people sing, I like it. Okay, Brazil is one. South America. The vocal approach in South America is all day over here. Yeah, okay. Different from America, okay? But Rocky Erickson has a voice and a personality and a persona that comes through. Now, when I brought up Billy Joel with regard to the Colouratura, that was not a diss. I've seen Billy Joel in his early days. Billy Joel is very good, but it's that style, that Americana sort of style. That's what I was referring to with the vocals. It's like it doesn't appeal to me. It's good, but that's what I meant. It's like that way of singing. It's like you got nothing for me. When I saw Billy Joel though, back when Liberty DeVito was still in the band, they kicked ass. They did. This was before he was super big, and I enjoyed the show. He's real. He's real. But he's also an example of what it takes to become rich. You have to become cutthroat and hard. You can't be nice. You know, I told you I watched that doc, and then part of the doc, they talked to Liberty DeVito about how he wasn't invited back and some things that happened to him. Then he went to Billy like they used to be like brothers, and he asked Billy for a little help, and Billy said, I can't do that. And it's like, that is an example of what I want no part of. Big money. It robs you of your soul. It's not good. But you get the money and you get to live in the Hamptons. Fuck that shit. Okay, a couple more records. This I thought maybe was going to go. And I was like, oh shit, I can't remember ever listening to this. But I have. Antiquity by Jackie McLean and Michael Carvin. Duets. No bass. They pull it off. They even do folk singing on here. And this is really cool. It was like the next thing I know, I can't even tell I'm listening to a quote unquote jazz album. This is really, really wonderful. Antiquity. Yeah, this is just, it was a surprise. Here's another one where it's like, this is just really good. Synthesizer music that was made, kind of lost, and then rediscovered, and then this artist Flako got the tapes and added to them. Ahmed, Malek, and Flako. It tells the story about this Armenian, I believe he's from Armenia, musician who did music for soundtracks, if I understand correctly. This is lovely. This is just, again, more of the type of thing that I really like. Instrumental, impressionistic. That's what I like about soundtrack music. Not all soundtrack music, but what I like about good soundtrack music is how it paints a picture, but it leaves it up to you know, you can see exactly what they're painting, or you can see what you see. This is really good. Ahmed, Malek, and Flako. I'll try to remember to write the titles. Sometimes I don't. Ultimate Spinach from the Boston into the 60s. This is true psychedelia. Okay. This is truly, yeah. This is a great album. Ultimate Spinach. And the last thing I think, yep, no. The Animated Egg, Guitar Freakout, Jerry Cole. Another studio musician. And when this came out, this is a reissue. But when the original Animated Egg came out, it was, again, a knockoff trying to cash in on psychedelia. But this is good. It's not psychedelic. It's just good playing and good guitar playing. Kind of fun. It's fun. And then, yeah, this is the last thing to show. Seefeel. Quick, quick, how you say it. Very unique sound. Dub inspired. This is their best. Excellent. Okay. So, that's what I want to share, and it's over 20 minutes, and so indeed, have a good day, have a good weekend, have a good life. Do work on loving yourself and try to just be more, just try to help. Just, it's so negative in the world. It's so blockheaded and stupid. The world is stupid. Try to be the force, part of the force that's trying to stem that tide instead of giving into it. Take care.